Then the next one is a difficult one. You can see that the question asks, when is compliance complicity? So it's really important in a question, even though this is only 4 words, it's a complicated question because the type of question is slightly unusual, which is, when is something something else? When is X Y? When does X become Y? Okay, it's a very, actually really, really complicated question for philosophers, that question. So for instance, say someone has facial hair. When does not having shaved or having a bit of stubble, when does that become a beard? Do you count it by number of hairs, or is it when it looks like a beard? How do you decide when something becomes a thing? When does someone become an adult? When is a child an adult? There's clearly going to be lots and lots of answers to that. It's not just one answer to that. So we're going to talk a little bit about the type of question. Then we're also going to talk about why now. And there's so many reasons. This applies to so many things. I mean, it's one of the oldest political questions. Traditionally, and certainly in European thought, political philosophers used to think you essentially had to do what the ruler of your state told you to do, because otherwise you were a traitor. It doesn't matter if what your ruler did was wrong. You are a part of that country. Unless you want to leave that country, then you need to obey the laws of the land. It's only relatively recently, in the last sort of few hundred years, that philosophers and political philosophers have started to say, well, actually, you can oppose some of the policies of the state while still being patriotic, while still people now generally believe that it is possible to like, let's say, the United Kingdom. It's possible to like the United Kingdom, want to remain a citizen of the United Kingdom, but also to disagree with a lot of the laws of the United Kingdom. It's then debated, if you don't follow them, you will go to prison. So we all do have to comply with laws. We all do have to pay tax or we go to prison. But does that mean we are complicit with the government in its policies? Some people would say yes, some people say no. That's one of the big questions that relate to this question. So why are they asking it now? Partly it's one of the biggest questions in politics. It's about responsibility. Are we responsible for things that our countries do, or things that companies we use do, things that people we know do, if we know they do them, all kinds of things. But climate change is important. To what extent are we all, we're all using a technological device now, which is using energy, which is in some way using the world's resources, even if it's a solar panel, that's made of things, and in some way is almost certainly producing some carbon dioxide. So are we complicit in climate change and global warming?